Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
Hey everybody, we are back for another episode of Hashtag, and of course you are tuning in with your girl Tiffany NoCo. Go ahead and hit me on the gram at _Tiffany NoCo, and of course we got the best topics for you and some really good discussion. And we're gonna get into a lot of stuff, even some stuff that like literally just popped off today. But before we can get into our topics, of course I'm going to roll in my amazing co-host.
We back on Hashtag, y'all. It's your boy Zane. Make sure y'all follow me on all social media platforms at Zane Top Me. That's Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all that. Don't try looking for my Facebook because I don't be on there. Let's get it.
What you trying to say? Facebook for old folks? What you saying?
I mean, you already know how I'm rocking.
Whatever. That's what you're saying. Hi, I'm Chrissy Vet. Oh my gosh, I wasn't ready for you guys. Yeah, so you can follow me at Shershay_La_Chris. That's on IG. Clearly, wow, that's my old government name. So you can find me on Facebook if you like on there. I'm there occasionally as well. And my website, blackoutofthebox.com. So, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, the gang's all here. But before we can get like started on our topics, did anybody do anything this weekend?
Oh, I did, but my weekend was boring. It was like an adult, but it was so much fun. So I'm really into audiobooks. I don't know if you guys, I'm addicted to Audible, maybe because I work in corporate, and sometimes I don't feel like listening to all that hip-hoppity shit in my ear.
Sure.
I need some inspirational, just get my life. There are 2 books. If you are not into audiobooks, I don't give a damn. Audience, you, even if you're not into audiobooks, there are 2 you will love. I'm listening to Gabrielle Union's book.
Ugh.
Man, no. Let me tell you, I'm not the biggest fan of Gabrielle Union. I really wasn't. I was like, she's all right. But listening to this book, I'm like, yes, bitch, this is everything. So seriously, it's good. And also Tiffany Haddish's The Last Black Unicorn.
Okay, see,
so good.
That one,
so good.
I audiobook too. I do not.
So
I
good.
started feeling a little crazy because I'm like, but you need to pick up a book and actually read it. And I buy books. I actually buy them. But I like the audiobook too.
Tiffany Haddish, when I tell you, this bitch goes in and does the voices. Like, it's like listening to the best radio show. She talk, God forgive me, I don't want to give it away, but she does everyone's voices that are like important people in her life. And she's fucking funny. I mean, obviously, but really listen to the book. It's good.
Okay. Well, some good tips for us. Did you?
I ain't do nothing.
No, me neither.
Big
I
chillin'.
ain't do shit this whole weekend but work. So, and I know y'all don't want to hear about that shit. But anywho, let's open up on our first topics. So we're gonna talk about hashtag SCOTUS. Okay, I don't know how much you guys have been tuning into this, but this is not something that like just popped up. So this is about the Supreme Court and this baker from Colorado who had some gay customers, okay, who wanted him to do a wedding cake for them, which he refused to do. He said it went against his religious beliefs. Okay, but Supreme Court just recently, but here's the thing, y'all, because everybody think this is something new. This happened back in 2012.
This is old,
Yeah, I'm about to say,
This happened in 2012. This has been a very, very long battle that they've been going back and forth on. But the thing is, the
Supreme Court.
the hearing actually came in, and the ruling actually came in this week. So I just want to hear y'all thoughts on what y'all have to say about this, because there's a lot of very biased opinions, because his whole reasoning for not doing it was because of his religion. He's Christian. He says that goes against his religion. He don't want to do it.
Look,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Zane.
I mean,
because there's so much I want to say.
it's a
but
weak argument
It's such a weak
because
argument.
throughout the past hundreds of years, like per Chris, colonizers have been using religion, as a reason, like for slavery, women not voting, just a plethora of things.
Yeah.
They use religion as the reasoning behind, why we don't do this, why we do that. So that's just not a good enough argument.
Yeah, for me, oh gosh, this is gonna sound bad. My biggest thing is, it's like, I feel like there's so many other things that Christians could sit in. Oh, well, your daughter had a child out of wedlock, so I'm not gonna make this cake for you. Like, it's so many different things.
That's so crazy.
Oh, you stole. Thou shalt not steal. So guess what? I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna make this cake for you. It's so many other things, and it's like, my nigga, that's ridiculous.
Because he act like he
Like,
perfect.
bruh.
I'm saying
Yeah,
like
for
it's
sure.
like if it comes out of
For
religion,
sure.
like if they're sinning.
But
Okay.
I'm so sorry. One more thing. But I'm not mad. I wouldn't want a cake from his crappy ass bakery anyway, because I'd be
Boop.
scared he would do
Boop.
something to it anyway, just out of
Boop.
spite. Because niggas is
Exactly.
hateful.
Exactly. But let's get into some facts too. So while we're talking about the cake artist, his name is Jake Phillips, and the two the male couple, their names are David Mullings and Charlie Craig. Okay, so these are the names of the people who are a part of this dispute. Now, what I have to say is, first of all, his business has been like shut the fuck down, because he goes on to say that he's not biased, he serves anyone, he just won't serve any occasion. Okay, so that's what his defense to the whole thing was. But I just feel like this, okay, because you do have, and here's the thing. If it's your business, you can choose to serve whoever you want to, okay? It's yours. If you don't want, and the thing is, and not to say that, I don't want to say like crying wolf or just like crying your tears in the community of LGBTQ. I have nothing against them. But what about like, as far as like me being a woman, I have things that are taken away from me, and people don't want to do them for me as a business because I'm a woman, or even just because I'm black. So it's like, okay, now that you're in the melting pot, it's like, okay, you want to take it to court and say, oh, you can't do this because it's discrimination. Oh shit, if that's the case, there's a lot of discrimination cases that should have been taken to court. That's the first thing. And then secondly, I feel like this, as far as Christians, y'all really pick and choose on what y'all want to have an opinion about, and what y'all want to say is wrong is what y'all want to say is right. Because if we being for real, them 10 commandments are not the only laws in the Bible, and y'all do not follow them as you should. So while you throwing stones at somebody else, you really need to be reflecting on your own bullshit, because you ain't perfect, okay?
Glass fucking houses. And
You
that's-
are not
oh,
perfect.
Child. As somebody I'm very into my spirituality, as somebody who does go to church, who does read the Bible, who grew up in church, who, not even just that, I'm just open to a lot of different religions and just life and spirituality. I know people say that and they be like, spirituality is bullshit, or like,
No.
oh, I'm spiritual. No, like really, I really am. So I get I totally agree with Tiff. People can do whatever they want to do, but you know what that would make me do? Okay, you don't want to make my cake? Cool. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to boycott the shit out of you. Or I'm going to sit here and tell everybody about how fucked up you are as far as you don't want to do or I can take my money, go elsewhere.
Go elsewhere.
I mean, definitely do
Just
that.
go elsewhere.
I mean, you can definitely do that. I'm going to go elsewhere because, I mean, hell, I've been discriminated as a woman, as being black, and I took it elsewhere. However, I made sure people who were going to patronize this place know just how much of a racist scumbag you are, of an owner, and just how you just didn't want to take me because I'm black or whatever the case may be.
I just feel like you can't tell people who to serve. Like, you can't tell. If I'm owning a business, you cannot tell me who I can and who I cannot serve. If I said that your money ain't good enough here and you ain't welcome, take your ass home. It's as simple as that, and we're not going to court for it. We're not going to court for it. Period.
There's a article you guys should look up and read. You two audience as well. There's a guy in Oklahoma. I can't think of his name right now in the little town, but it's a restaurant, and for the past 30 years, he has not served any minorities. So if you are a POC, person of color of any kind, no. And in fact, now he's also discriminating against disabled people.
Hey, you know they still got them sundown towns.
Oh,
yeah. You can't be there after sunset.
Yeah, that's a real thing. It's a real thing.
And he talked about how it's his business. He's been in this business for 50 years with his restaurant. He doesn't think it's right. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like, yes, it's their business, but at the same time, we're giving pass for people to just be bigots even more so out in the open than what they already are. But it's like, I don't know.
So both of y'all feel like it was dragged out too. It shouldn't have been a 5-year trial in the Supreme Court. And
I don't think it should have been a 5-year. Was it? That was, yes, it was. No.
No, I thought, wait.
It's a little over 5. It's a little over 5.
Yeah.
Okay. But no, I don't feel like it should have been that long. I mean, there's a up and downside to this because it is like you said. Okay, so if people are able to discriminate with their business, then it is encouraging. I mean, just that discrimination. But at the same sense, it's like if this is mine, if I've worked for it, if I built it, I put it together. How can you tell me who I can and cannot serve?
Well, that's true, but I know the only thing I can sit and say about this right now is Salt Lake City. This is in Utah. So Salt Lake City is actually trying to propose some ordinances to combat against this discrimination right now. Even though the Supreme Court's ruling was 7-2, they clearly won, but the city itself is actually trying to go about to take more preventive measures for next time.
I mean, that's everywhere that you go. That's everywhere you go. That's just like Midtown. Midtown is no fucking different. No fucking different,
Midtown.
Okay? Because if you brown, okay, I get a pass because I'm a woman, okay? I get a pass. And some of them might fucking think I'm Spanish too. They don't know no fucking better. But when I'm there with my black friends, my black male friends, they're not going in there. It just doesn't matter like what you look like, how you're dressed, what you have on. Like, it just doesn't matter. If you're black, there's a lot of places, bars in Midtown that are just not finna fucking let you in. So what about them? Are we gonna rally? Because I don't support them. I just don't go. I don't take none of my friends. I don't encourage anybody that's brown like me to even go. But what are we gonna do? Are we gonna like go out there and fucking go against them?
No, I mean,
Protest
me personally,
them,
I don't go. I just don't go. So what I do is, for me, shout out Third Ward. I go down Alameda. I'll go hit up something that's more local.
Alley Cat.
I do. Yeah, real talk. Anything that I know that is owned by someone, a person of color, or just a minority, or just someone who has a really good business and I can support it. I mean, shit, I don't have to go to Midtown. I don't want to go there anyway with these high-ass drink prices. So take my ass to Third Ward where they got $4 you call it. And everybody's cool and chill. So that's what I do.
I feel it.
I fuck with it.
Sorry.
I mean, again, this is a very opinionated topic, and there's really no real solution to it because it's like, what exactly are you going to do? You know what I mean? So it just kind of rest in the hands of, okay, this is what happened, this was the ruling, and I don't know if this ruling has come about just because of like the Trump administration, you know what I'm saying, and allowing people to be openly discriminate and
100%.
be bigots, you know.
100%. It's been since the campaign before you even got elected.
Yeah, but it just opens the door to so much other bullshit. Because now, what are you gonna start doing? Like, oh, you're Muslim, I don't want you to come in here.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they're doing. I mean,
You know?
with the Trump administration, with him being in office and just everything that he stands for, I mean, now it's just like everybody popping out the woodwork. You hate niggas? Oh, I hate niggas too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit, let's rally together and go get some pride. Okay, let's go get some American flag hats
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
Make
you know,
America great again.
Right.
All
Get
that
some
shit.
tiki torches and call the shit a day.
Some tiki
So it's like, I'm just saying, this type of shit just opens it up for like, oh, you hate Mexicans and Jews? I hate they asses too. I can't
Man,
stand them. They
yeah.
stink. Like, let's. Dave Chappelle, y'all. Dave Chappelle. So I'm just saying, like, that's what it does.
I mean, again, there's no real solution
Yeah.
to this fucking shit. We're just gonna see what comes of it as we're going forward.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all some other things that you can do going forward. You know, just to help make yourself more presentable to these people who don't want to serve you. And that's just always wear a really good smile. So I'll tell you where you can get that done at, and that is at Elite Dental Wellness, because this portion of the show is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We are committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are a part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Baptiste and her team works tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Baptiste at Elite Dental Wellness by calling 713-789-8680. Alrighty, you guys, you know, as I've said plenty of times, I like a good smile. So there you go. Go ahead and hit up Elite Dental Wellness. And as we are rolling into our next topic, and this one is pretty big, okay? And I know all of y'all have some parts to play in it. We're going to talk about Kanye and this Ye album, okay? Because I think after all of his controversial statements and just interviews that he's done, it has been anticipated, because we want to know what this motherfucker gonna say on this album. So as we're getting into it, let's roll out the stats just a little bit. First of all, let's talk about that it's 7 fucking songs and it's 23 minutes long. I can do this shit like 7 times in a trip.
But you know the good music, the entire label's doing that right now, because he's producing every album that's coming out this
It's
year.
7.
Seven tracks on every album. Like, that's why Pusha T album was 7 tracks.
In 23 minutes long?
Cudi album, 7
Yeah, it's
tracks.
like, it's close to,
I mean,
it's under
some-
30.
I mean, some tracks are longer than others,
Yeah.
obviously. But
Right.
like, yeah, but everybody has 7 tracks on good
Yeah,
music
he's
labels.
doing like
Wow.
LPs.
Everybody, yeah.
Okay.
EPs.
He's producing everything now. He's producing everything.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever they want to do. I think that kind of takes away from the fans a little bit.
I mean,
you know what
he can't
I'm saying?
produce 20
But
tracks on every album. It would take way
I
too long.
don't want 20 songs on every album personally. I don't. But
But
I
Ye's
do
album.
want more than 23 minutes. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. But also, let's get into the stats of this. Okay, so so it has done over 100 million total streams in the first 3 days of being dropped. It's number 1 on iTunes in 63 countries, number 1 on Apple Music in 83 countries, and is currently
Look at that.
highest streaming on
He just lost his damn
on
mind.
Spotify.
And he had all these people, all these celebrities
That's in
fly out to
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
yeah.
That's how you know it don't
Jackson
matter
Hole
what that
kinda
nigga.
cool.
It don't matter what that nigga say. People.
And
still
he
gonna
did his
support him.
listening party in Jackson Hole,
Yeah.
Wyoming,
Jackson
which
Hole
I thought
cool.
was a little interesting. It looked live. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, you
it
see the
looked
people
lit
that was there
off
off
rip.
top. It was gonna be live.
Like,
I
off
mean,
top.
I
yeah.
mean, for what Jackson? I've been there before. Don't ask black people.
Why were you
I've been
there?
there camping. So I've been there before. Yeah. So it's not many of us people of color there at all. So to see just niggas and just a whole bunch of people, I was like, oh yeah.
Where was that?
Turn
Wyoming.
up.
Where was that lady at?
Why did he pick Wyoming? No, I really want. Why did he pick Wyoming?
No clue.
There has to be a
beautiful
reason.
Maybe he
out there.
wanted
You
an
have a
open
cabin out there or
space.
something?
Maybe he
Maybe.
But
wanted
come
They
on, that
fucking
is-
rich. They
I
would build a
mean-
cabin to put out there. They don't give a damn.
I'm saying maybe.
Okay.
I'm saying maybe he had a cabin out there. Like he already had he bought a cabin out there or something.
Perhaps.
But regardless, you talking about open space. There's open spaces everywhere. Like Wyoming is a weird spot. Someone needs to explain that to me. Do you know, Chris?
Maybe
Like,
because
someone-
it's
why
calm,
Wyoming?
too.
Wyoming's really nice.
But I'm
I
saying
mean,
that's a random state.
It is. I probably wouldn't go back again, but it's really, but it was nice to just check off that, hey, I've been there. It's really nice, like the scenery. And
Right.
stuff.
But for a listening party, like LA.
Shit.
Why are we
Like-
questioning
I don't
so
know.
hard his thoughts
don't
on
know.
him being in fucking
I
Wyoming?
want to talk more about what y'all think of this album.
Yeah, let's get into that.
So you listen to
Well,
it?
you tell me what your thoughts was, because I asked you, and I think you like changed your answer.
the
on
first
me, so
time,
tell me.
the first time I listened to it, like I was on the way to go help my friend move, and like I said, like I
It's
really
random.
didn't get to absorb the album. I listened to it again. It's a great album, or I would call it.
You
EP.
call it great?
Yeah.
I mean,
Great. That's being generous.
okay,
No,
it's cool. It's cool. It's
Okay,
decent. Like it's
that's
decent.
better.
Like
It's great.
No, stick to your
Go with
opinion.
it.
when I say
Stick
great,
with it.
good is my great. Great
Man,
is
I'm
my
gonna
good.
talk. Okay.
Okay, that's basically what I'm saying. Like
Okay.
it's not my top 5 Ye albums. You know
No,
what I'm saying? I wouldn't even call it
absolutely
album. I call it an EP. I mean,
Yes.
he ain't really dropped a project in a minute.
Yeah.
But it's good. I mean, like he hasn't put out no real music in a minute. And I think it's good for him. I'm talking about Ye on the musical side. Like, I think he's crazy as hell. I didn't download it. I streamed it.
Niggas
But I mean, I think
downloaded
it was cool. I think he gave a little bit of insight on like what he was going through and whatnot. What was on the album cover? Bipolar, or
It's awesome. I
It's
hate
awesome.
being
Yeah,
bipolar. It's awesome.
Like
Oh.
That's clearly bipolar.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
he got that on the album
Clearly
cover.
fucking bipolar.
He kind of talks about it a little bit on a couple of his songs. So like,
Yeah.
I feel like we were able to go and open the door and Ye's mind and kind of see where he was coming from, what he was going through. But it doesn't give him a pass on all the fuckery, coonery he's been doing.
So this is my issue. I'm gonna keep it very brief. I call this nigga Dumb Ye Mess because that's what the fuck he is right now. Dumb Ye Mess. He's just fucking up.
Dumb Ye
To
Mess.
me, I feel like Dumb Ye is like, let me stop, Kanye. I feel like Mr. Mess is just
Kanye.
sitting up here with this EP. It's like, to me, I feel like it's leftover tracks from Life of Pablo. Like, these are the songs that he did
Hell
not-
no.
I feel you. No, I feel her.
No.
I
feel
get
like-
what you're saying.
No,
I
because
get what
Life
you're
of
saying.
Pablo was
No,
fucking a
no, it was
banger.
good. No.
Every song
She said
jam.
throwaway. She
No,
said a
no,
throwaway.
I feel like these were the throwaway tracks from that album, though. Like, it was like, no, that was a good album. No, Life of Pablo was good. As somebody who's a Ye
Banger.
fan and been a Ye fan since college dropout, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the songs on this album were like, oh, well, you know what? I scrapped those cuts for Life of Pablo. Let's just make an album. Like,
Right.
that's how I feel about it. And
Well,
then
but that's not the case though, because Drake helped him write the first
he
track.
did,
So
but
you
I'm
know,
just saying it
a
feel,
couple
give me
of
that
them
feel,
maybe.
though.
Yeah, I feel you.
It gives me that feel.
okay.
You don't think it has that Life of
so-
Pablo feel? Like
No,
Like, yes,
hell
Life of
no.
Pablo
because he
No.
touched on that kind of gospel,
No.
soulful
Life of
kind of
Pablo
sound on Life of
was
Pablo.
legit. That was a really good album.
No one's dissing the album. We're just saying those are throwaway tracks.
I
They're
feel like
like
there were
throwaway
throwaway
tracks.
tracks from that album.
Every album has throwaway tracks, Tiff. So-
No,
Yeah.
I'm not hearing it. I'm not even finna compare the two because that album was really good. And then what we got, I just don't feel like it was
Throwaways.
really
They sound like
good.
throwaways. You're right.
And let me tell
Yeah.
y'all something, okay? And I need to ask. I'm gonna ask this question real soon too, because it took me some real hard thinking to listen to this album. Because to be frank, after he said what he said about the slavery was a choice shit, I really and it's hard for me because I fucking rock with Kanye, like I rock with Ye. But after that comment, it was so disgraceful. I was ready to just like throw all his shit away. Like, fuck him. Like, how dare you say that? Like, how dare you say that? The fucking audacity. So it really took me like some really, really hard thinking. Like, okay, do I really, really want to download this album? Do I really want to like support this shit? Because in all actuality, I didn't want to. But me liking Kanye, being a fan, and me liking music, I just had to go ahead and see what it was about. And then once I listened to the album, I'm just like, what the fuck is the hype? Okay, not to say that the songs weren't, they weren't like good. They just weren't up to the level of anticipation that I had. Like, I anticipated so much from this album. I'm thinking like, okay, maybe he's saying all this shit because he better drop this fucking album. It's gonna be dope. We ain't gonna give a fuck. No, it didn't happen like that.
I mean, like, you already kind of biased though. You feel like it wasn't long enough.
I'm not mad at the song, at the album not being like super long. I do, again, as a fan, I feel like it does take away from us because like we deserve more than that, especially since you haven't dropped the album in almost 2 years. You're only gonna give us 23 minutes. Like, nigga, really, you could have did that on a mixtape. That's kind of how I feel about it. But I'm not mad at the fact that it was only 23
the real
minutes.
Kanye fans would hang you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Damn.
I've been seeing them on Twitter going ham on people like, oh, so what he said this about Trump, this is that. Like, did you vote, nigga? Like, they've been on there going ham. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't
like,
give a
who
fuck.
cares what he
Y'all
says?
got
Like,
my IG.
yeah.
Please at me. Please at me. And you can find me on Twitter at the same motherfucking name. I don't give a damn. We can have this discussion day, night, in my sleep.
Damn, not
Y'all
that
ready?
night and in my sleep.
Are y'all ready?
I guess my thing
Yes.
is, it's like I've always respected Kanye as an artist, and for me, as someone who's been a fan since before College Dropout. I mean, I'm from the East Coast originally, so when this nigga was producing beats with Just Blaze and all of them, and doing the Dream Team album with Rockefellers, which is wonderful compilation, hip hop heads. If you liked Rockefeller in its heyday, get the Dream Team album. It is the fucking shit. And he produced a lot of tracks on there. But I feel like for me, it's always an issue with him as an artist and Kanye, who he is now as a person. And it's really hard for me as a fan to really decipher which one am I going to really sit here and be okay with. Am I going to sit here and really keep supporting this nigga who said slavery was a choice? People who said, oh, black bodies, black men and black women, oh, they decided to get on the boats and just sit there and stay there. And so you're talking about my ancestors. You're talking about your ancestors. He's talking about everybody's ancestors at this goddamn table.
Right.
So you saying that they made a choice to just be in bondage all their life. So for me, as someone who is very pro-black in thought, and it's always been my life, not even just pro-black, pro-people, it's like, am I supposed to sit here and let this nigga get away with talking shit and then buy this nigga album? I don't know.
Yeah. And then also, okay, here's my other thing too. Here's my other stretch about it. Now, I do appreciate him like letting us in on the fact that he was diagnosed being bipolar, yada yada. I get it, okay? I am not bipolar. I'm just moody. But what I'm gonna say with that is, it doesn't give you like a ticket to just blame it every fucked up thing that you do on, oh, I'm bipolar. Like, come on, bro. Don't come with the excuses, because we all knew something was wrong with him, but we just thought like, okay, this is a Kanye rant, not like, oh, Kanye is like actually going to be diagnosed as being bipolar. Some of us may have figured it, but don't ride that as an excuse for the shit that you've done. At the end of the day, you're an adult, okay, and
but it's a mental illness though.
But I know that, okay? And it's very up and down. It's hard to say, like, how are you going to react to this, that, and the other? But at the end of the day, you're still an adult, so you have to be responsible for your actions. I don't care under what circumstances it is or how you was feeling at that moment. You still are responsible for what the fuck it is that you do, you know?
But technically, he has no control over that. Like, what if he was schizo? Like,
You was not in your fucking bipolar mood when you said what you said about the fucking slavery thing. You wasn't having a moment then. You just was fucking saying shit all recklessly.
I'm not in his head.
I don't know. I'm not a mental health professional. I feel like it's really 50-50. It could have been Kanye being Kanye as usual, or it could be this nigga off his meds.
All I'm
and
gonna
we
say
don't know what kind of
then-
bipolar disorder he has. He might have.
Yeah, because there's several different kinds.
Mhm.
But also with that, let's shine the light on motherfuckers that be saying like, oh, I'm bipolar or they bipolar. Stop self-diagnosing yourself, okay? You are not fucking bipolar. You just dumb.
I think we as a society just need to stop making it seem like it's cute when people
Yeah.
really have these legit.
I have ADHD.
Oh,
I have
I'm
OCD.
crazy. You know I'm
Yeah.
crazy. You know I'm that crazy
Yeah,
girl.
man.
I be in your bushes. I'm crazy.
That shit not loud.
It's
That
really
shit
not.
is not cute.
It's not.
For me, that's a huge turn off. I don't want to hear shit about your ass being crazy, because I promise you, I am going to ghost the fuck out of you. Maybe block, maybe just completely disappear.
It's
like
not
to me,
cute.
it's not cute, and it also is disrespectful to people who really have these issues. We talk about on the show all the time. Mental health is real. Kanye clearly has a fucking problem, and
He's off his
needs
meds, dirty.
He
Off his
needs
meds.
help.
I don't know.
I mean, hell, Issa Rae roasted the fuck out of him. Shout out to you, twin. Issa, that's my twin. Shout out to you. She roasted the fuck out this nigga, and I was all here for it.
I'm just saying, like, there's people that actually have fucking mental issues that's like actually died. My sister is schizophrenic.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's some tough shit to deal with. I can't handle her for too long, especially not without my mama. Like these are like serious things, and to be like, oh well, I'm crazy, oh I'm bipolar. Like, that's not something to fucking play with. Like, actually do some research on real mental illness and learn what the actual definition of it is. And if you feel like something is wrong, by all means, go get yourself checked out.
Please.
Like, if you feel like something is legitimately wrong with you and you cannot control your actions, or something, or your fucking mind is really like out to get you, you really need to go get help and just stop saying like, oh, I'm crazy, I'm this, I'm that. Because most people
it's easier said than done, though, Tiff. Because a lot of people don't even know they have the problem. A lot of people don't even like recognize
that's
they
why
have
I
a
said
problem.
if you feel like something is legitimately
people
wrong.
that feel like they are probably don't have a problem. I mean, I'm just saying, like, in a lot of cases.
But
like someone that's OCD,
that
like it's really OCD. They're like, you have OCD. They're like, no, I don't. I just like, I like it like this. Like,
but that was my point. I said, don't just be saying it as if it's something to just say. If you legitimately feel like something's wrong, go get checked out. That was my point.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And while we talking about, well, we're really talking about nothing, but I'm going to just give a shout out to the people that's really out here, you know, on Facebook following us. Please join in with our conversation, because we want to know what y'all think. If you have any personal stories, you know, maybe you yourself is suffering from mental illness, or like me, you have somebody that's close to you in your immediate family or circle that has mental illness, and tell us how you deal with it. Tell us, you know, what was your experience of bringing this into light. Okay, and also, while you know you're in our comments on Facebook and joining our Facebook Live, we ask that you subscribe to our show on all major platforms, including iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. Review our show in iTunes with constructive feedback. Share this Facebook Live post and the entire show with your family and friends. Donate to our mission to bring enriched and inspiring content each and every week. You can donate at www.thespirit.tv/donate. Okay, and just before we wrap up on this Kanye, I have a question. Is he canceled? Because I've been seeing so many people on Instagram saying that they don't give a shit about the album, they're not listening to it, they're not downloading it. He's canceled.
He's not canceled.
He's not canceled.
For 100% not canceled.
No.
He's green. He's gonna make more bread. He's gonna drop another album in 2 years. He's gonna be green. He's good. Black people pick and choose on the shit they want to care about at the end of the day.
That's a whole different topic.
Topic.
But that's a whole different topic. But that's really good.
True.
I mean, like, real talk though. I mean, that's just like with. This is a different battle, but like with Chick-fil-A, you know, owner didn't like LGBT. Yeah, he didn't like, you know, LGBT folk.
They made more
But
money.
I know, no Shay. I have some friends of mine, you know, they like, damn, you know, fuck Chick-fil-A, but man, them nuggets go hard in the paint, and it's the only thing that's nearby. So it's like, you know, that's what black folk do. It's like, damn, do we want to get these nuggets?
I know he made that comment. I know.
Get the nuggets.
But then that goes back to the first
shit
thing too. If it's your business, why can't you pick it? It's very up and down. It's so up and down because like we have that prime example. This is a big fucking company. Chick-fil-A is everywhere, and you have them saying like, okay, I'm not gonna serve this certain group of people, and nobody gives a fuck. But now you have somebody that's small town saying the same thing, and everybody is like, oh, well, this is unacceptable.
It's going to take a while for Kanye to be canceled. For one, he's Kanye. Number two, I mean, look at R. Kelly. Look how long we've had seen the signs for years.
Decades.
Literally.
He cuffed a 16-year-old.
Literally,
in the
he's
90s.
probably older than me.
Cuffed? He married her.
Yeah, you right, muff.
I'm saying, like, we seen the signs from a long time ago. People were still going to this nigga shows. Y'all petty. But niggas were still going to his shows. People were still doing all this stuff. And it's like, y'all still supporting this man knowing he likes to pee on people.
He's green.
Yeah, no.
He's green, too.
No, he's not anymore.
No, I'm saying, you think he's canceled now for sure?
R. Kelly's pretty canceled. Have you seen the shit that's been happening to him
I'm pretty sure he just did a show like a
this
couple months
nigga's getting
ago.
dropped left and right. This nigga's getting dropped left and right.
Yeah,
you might want to check him out. But
is,
Kanye's going to take some time. I think also with Kanye, it's a little bit more niggas out of pity. It's like, I think ever since his mama died, he just ain't been right.
You got to stop bringing that up, though.
No.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
but
that
no,
did take a big toll on him.
That takes a toll. I'm gonna dive into my personal life a little bit. As somebody who's lost a parent recently, my father's passed recently. It's something that you carry with you every day. It's something you don't ever get over. You just have to learn how to kind of cope and grieve. And for some people, it's not that easy. It's not. I mean, some people they really need to get the help because certain things like that will trigger for certain people, not me, but for certain people, trigger shit. And I think honestly, with him losing his mama, he just that shit probably
it
just
got
fucking with him.
I just don't see correlation in the way some of his behavior to his mom. You think?
I think so. I mean, look, listen.
no.
I
There's
do.
people out there literally that
No.
wear like that
No.
wear his mom's face
No.
on their shirt. He has a lot of supporters behind him.
No.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
it's
in
not
the industry and
same.
outside the industry.
No.
I mean, I know it's not the same, but I'm sure
It's
his personal
not.
life as well. I don't know. I've had loss as well, and it hasn't caused me to act crazy.
I mean,
No.
you will.
You
I
can
think
you can
lose
only
your mind.
have that. You can only have that past for so long, and not to say that like you said, I've been fortunate enough to not lose my mom.
So you think losing the?
but
Go ahead.
but with that being said, like, yeah, you are gonna be sad about it for forever, and I don't think you will ever get over like losing your parent, especially if you have a very close relationship. But at the same time, that doesn't excuse you having crazy behavior.
But see, I don't think it's I didn't say it was an excuse. I think for him, I just think that was the trigger and the peak of like just his
When it
crazy.
started, when it kinda
Yeah, and I
started,
think
yeah.
that's just kind of what made him crazy, and just the crazy won't go off now. Like
I
he
think
really
Kanye
lost
out
his
of
fucking
touch.
mind.
I think Kanye is also out of touch being in, and y'all can
In that
feel me for
Kardashian
this
household.
thing later if you want to, but I think he's very out of touch being a part of this Kardashian family. Like, these are not people, and y'all can give me later if y'all want to. They're not really women that put black men in a spotlight where they're really uplifting them. It's like it's a pattern. It's been shown. It's not some shit that I'm pulling out of my ass. It's like every black man that enters that family, they end up fucked up in the end. It's like it's something that you guys are doing to them, bringing them out of touch of reality, or maybe you're putting them in the spotlight of too much reality, because we know y'all all about y'all reality TV shows. You're all about some type of publicity stunt, and it's like maybe that also takes a toll on people's mental and make them act out, because it's like, oh, the more you act out, the more of an audience that we get,
Right.
the more people that we bring in. Them fucking Kardashians then fuck them up too.
This nigga Kanye got lipo for me apparently. I got
You
lipo
pe-
for y'all.
You
Lipo
petty.
is
No,
so
I
crazy.
think, but I think
For me.
Kanye, for one, he's
Shut
always
up.
just put himself as an artist, as an artist, and he's always been kind of full of himself.
Mhm.
I think now even when he first started, he was like, yeah, I'm that dude.
I'm the
like,
greatest nigga to ever touch the mic. I fucked with that. Don't get me wrong. I fuck with that.
Yeah,
that confidence.
he's always been that guy to be full of himself, and
He a
he's this
different kind of
artist.
guy.
But I think
But I-
now, even more so with the fame and the money and over time and the losses he's had in his life and just everything that's going on, I think he just feels like he's on untouchable status. Like when he went to TMZ and old boy had to tell him, he was like, nigga, you black.
Yeah.
You a black man.
But that's what
Like, you
I
had to
mean.
bring him
He
down.
out of touch
Like,
of reality. Them
But I think it's the money. I don't think it's the Kardashians. I
girl
think it's just Ye
bullshit,
and the
because
money.
Not even
Bruce
that paid,
became a
though.
whole
He was
woman.
just in debt a couple years ago.
I ain't tryna hear
He's
that.
not as burdened as every other artist in the industry.
No, but still, I mean, compared to us average black folk,
Money and his ego.
he has money. Compared to me and my struggling self, he got money.
I feel
All
that.
right.
That's it
Anywho,
with Ye.
we off
That's
Kanye,
it with
okay?
Ye.
We off Kanye. We figured out he ain't canceled.
He's
So
not.
now we're canceling his segment and we're on to the next one. We're gonna talk about the NBA finals, because it was a lot of funny shit that popped out. First things first, have y'all seen these memes with J.R. Smith?
Yes.
Ben Hoes is hilarious.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about him in game one. Oh boy. Okay, so they were tied at 107 with 4.7 seconds left in the game. He got a rebound, and this fool went down the wrong side of the court and cost them to lose the game because he didn't know the score of the fucking game. How are you on the court in the finals and you don't know the score of the fucking game in the fourth quarter with 4.7 seconds left?
He was off the Henny. I'm telling you, he was off that
I want to
Hen.
know what you think, Zane. What do you
Like, are you
think?
kidding
Look,
me?
J. Smith's a character when it's all said and done. But what I think about that is when I was watching the game, like, I couldn't believe my fucking eyes. I was like, you really thought y'all were up?
That-
Like, it was so crazy. LeBron, you saw LeBron's face. He was so mad.
Bro.
Like, they had an opportunity to win game one, and now they down two. Now they down two. That's so crazy. But I mean, when I was watching it, I was like, is he about to shoot? Like, what is he doing? But he was not doing nothing with the ball.
Damn.
He was not doing nothing with the ball. He's some crazy memes.
Oh my God.
But when it's all said and done, like, they could have easily won game.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's 4 seconds. You never know what really gonna happen. But they definitely had an opportunity. to win that game. But, Jay Hart was tripping. He was off that Henny. He was off the hen.
All I gotta say is that
Yeah,
someone.
look, drinking Henny right now.
Wait a minute. It's just hilarious to me, you guys. The only thing I have to say about the whole, first of all, I don't give a fuck who wins. That's number one.
Same.
So fuck both of them. I'm over it. I'm tired of
I'm
it.
tired of seeing them in the finals.
I'm fucking over it.
NBA
tired of
sucks.
seeing them in the finals.
It's so many things around the NBA finals and the people who are in it. I think the biggest thing for me, fuck that meme, the memes and shit. I think for me, the biggest thing is LeBron recently did a press conference and he said that if the Cavs, he said, look, it don't matter which one of our teams win. Trump, we do not want to come see you. Do not send us an invite.
Yeah, please.
So I was like, yes.
That was live. Now
That's receding hairline. Stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
I was happy for him.
Girl, they had me rolling in them comments on IG when they was talking about, yes, grab your purse and get out of there. I was fucking rolling in that press conference when he left. Girl,
my
y'all
God.
gotta get, I know y'all follow the Shade Room. I follow
I
the
do.
Shade Room just for the comments. Cause it's
Yeah.
like, yes, bitch, get your purse and get up out of there. He was not having it.
No, that shit was funny.
Did y'all see Tristan Thomas interview though? I never ever heard him speak.
For real?
He should make it.
I've never heard him speak, and I think I kind of know why. Cause either Baby Boy was tired, or something wasn't right with
No.
the words. He wasn't getting his words out.
No, I think that's him just off GP. Yeah,
That's how you talk.
that's how he talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done, the NBA getting their money, the players getting their money, their finances going to be straight. But speaking of finances, this portion of the show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month. And 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or email us at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask us how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services.
Wonderful.
Oh, y'all was ready for the girl, huh?
Mm.
One word for y'all. Okay, but anywho, so I think we pretty much summed up what we think about the NBA Finals. We didn't give a fuck which one of y'all win because we
Yeah.
over both of y'all being
Okay.
in the finals, and if y'all if Jesus.
Moving on.
Yeah, the only thing I have to
I'm
say
gonna-
is for somebody who I don't give a fuck about either, but I don't know, the Cavaliers, something happened. LeBron, you must have left your hairline at home because you're in the game. Because y'all niggas, I don't know, if y'all don't win game 3, that's a wrap.
That's right now, for sure.
It's a rap city,
Dunzo,
so-
for sure.
Yeah, that's all I gotta
Dunzo.
say. Fuck them.
Anywho, on to the next. And we a little biased on it too because Rock is lost. Rock is lost, so we really didn't give a fuck after that. Anywho, rolling on to the next segment, and this one, okay, so this just happened today, and it was very, very upsetting. Kate Spade. We all know Kate Spade. We love her bags, her shoes. You know, she's an iconic fashion designer. And we just learned that recently today, she committed suicide in her New York apartment at age 55. That's very, as someone who's very into fashion, it's really disheartening to know that someone with so much success and someone who has like just a really big fan base, people who love what she does, and you bring other people joy just by the things that you create for them, for you to be so unhappy and be struggling that much in your personal life where you feel like you don't have anywhere else to go. It's very disheartening. So I want to say, you know, of course, RIP to her, and my condolences to her family, and I hope that and she has a 13-year-old daughter too, so I just know like the road to recovery for them is going to be so hard, because I don't think you can ever understand loving someone so much to try to figure out like how come they don't love themselves, or how come they don't, not to say that they don't love you, or how can they feel like they can't come to you and tell you what's going on with them and you make it better.
I agree with you. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a
but my
big
take
deal,
on
so.
suicide is really kind of probably like extreme. Like I feel like if you kill yourself, you're a coward. Like, I mean, she had a daughter, she had a family. People are gonna miss her, and I think it's very selfish of her to kill herself, especially with a 13-year-old daughter. I'm just keeping it in the book. Like, I know you might be going through a lot of pain, but like, it is very selfish to take your own life, and you have somebody to support, someone that's gonna be maybe in just the same amount of pain as you know, when you killed yourself, because like her daughter's gonna go through it. And then like she had a suicide note, and she kind of talked about like, you know, kind of towards her daughter, like, ask your dad why. You just adding more fuel to the fire in terms of what she's gonna go through in the next 4 or 5 years. You know, she's 13. She's just in her teens. She's about to go through it. So it's all said and done. R.I.P. Kate Spade, but that was cowardly of her. But you know, it's just my opinion on that.
Damn. Hit Zane up at Zane Taught Me. Do not add me for shit, because I have nothing to say.
I do have to agree though with his comments, because you know, just think, and this goes back to also, there was a case a couple weeks ago with a model who jumped off of a building in New York with her kid. It is selfish. It's selfish because that in itself is selfish, because not only did you take your life, you took this child's life too. But it's selfish because people love you, and for you to be selfish enough to take away the presence that you give to someone else and the joy that you give to someone, and especially if it's a kid, this person is relying on you. You are their world, and for you to just say, okay, well, I can't do this anymore, and to take yourself away from them, it is selfish.
Oh,
go ahead,
God,
Chris.
y'all all
like
looking at me. No, because it's like, for me, I get it. But once again, mental health is real. As much as we can try to sit and rationalize it, and I'm telling somebody who has gone to therapy and
also,
who still attends.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. To cut you off. But since we're talking about mental illness, I'm going to just let y'all know she was suffering from depression. So if y'all are wondering what mental illness that we're talking about, she was depressed.
Depression is some real ass shit. I've been depressed. I have really been depressed to the point where it's like, fuck, I feel like I cannot get this shit off my back. Like, every day was just
getting up in
fucking
the morning.
shitty. Everything, it felt like the world was like really crashing down on me. Depression is no joke. So for me, looking at it from, even though I'm not a medical mental health professional, but looking at it from a clinician standpoint, it's like, she needed some help. And it's not that I'll say this, as somebody, I'm a Libra, y'all, so that says a lot. I'm very about my scales and balance, and we have a tendency we can be emotional when we are emotional. So for somebody who is very in tune with their emotions, as much as I am rational and I can be that, it's not that easy sometimes to be like, oh, well, you know what, I got a kid. I mean, if that's the case, we can sit and say that about everyone who's done it, or the people that's been affected by it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people really just need that help, and clearly, regardless of the fame, the money, hell, we just talked about Kanye.
That shit don't matter.
That shit does not matter. I mean, apparently her and her husband were having issues, you know what I'm saying? Plus, we don't know what was going on. And I don't know, as much as we want to say that's selfish, I don't think it's that simple. She clearly she had some issues, and she clearly needed some type of help. Unfortunately, she couldn't get the help, and she resorted to feeling like this was the only thing that could work. I'm not saying that y'all are wrong, or I disagree, because that's not the case at all. I totally get what you're saying.
As someone I can relate to you, I can relate to Kate Spade. I understand, but when it's all said and done, like, it's not like she was like alone, living alone. Like, you know, she has a daughter, someone like she said, someone that's depending on her. Like, you literally have something right there in front of you that you have to live for. Yeah. Even if it's not your husband you're having problems with, or whomever, you have something that you unconditionally love. You gave birth to her. Like, why are you, like, you have something to live for right there in front of you. So I just think that's fucked up.
I mean, as a woman, I couldn't take myself away from my child. Somebody that has, you are the only person in the world that has hurt my heart from the inside. I can't take myself away from you. I just couldn't do it. I would not be able to do that. I would have to, like, and you know, again, we don't know what's going on in her mind, and especially, and I can only imagine, you know, having these problems with your husband that you've been with for so long. I can't really imagine what that heart pain is like, but I can tell you, I know what baby girl was going through, because I've gone through a breakup with somebody I was with for 3 years, and that shit hurt. It hurts physically. Like, you are in your body depressed, and it's like everything is weighing down on you. So I can understand that has to been like tremendous on her as far as being depressed. But at the end of the day, it's like if you just have to consider as a woman, and then I'm not just being biased. I'm being a little biased to this because we carry we carry them in our womb. You have that right in front of you. That's a very valid reason to say I have something to live for. I have a reason to fight.
It is, but sometimes, I mean, let's just look at postpartum depression and people who have this deep depression phase they get into after having kids. And I had a friend of mine who had really bad postpartum depression to where she couldn't really be there for her child like that just because it was so many other issues and things going on. And so it's like, yeah, even as a woman, we want and expect us to have this motherly instinct like off break, like, but some of us it's not like that. Like the way you feel about this situation is how I feel about mothers who I don't understand mothers who aren't really there for their kids.
Yeah.
Like that's it we expect women to play this role automatically because we're women and we're soft and we're naturally mothers and we're this being of giving life. And sometimes, you know what, we just have a lot of stuff that happens and a lot of shit that goes on. And like I said, my friend had postpartum depression really bad. Sometimes she would leave her baby in the other room just because she didn't want to hear the cries. And it was just so many other things that had happened and went on with her. And she really had to go seek help because it was really going down a rabbit hole. So I mean, like with Kate Spade, unfortunately that might have been part of the issue, but we really don't. It could have been a lot more. Depression really is no freaking joke. And as much as you feel is, oh, you know, I can get myself out of this or whatever, it's really sometimes not that easy, like for real. But yeah.
Oh no, go ahead and pay some bills and some things up in here. So we can get ready to wrap the show up, you know, because I'm going to drop one more. Well, I'm going to drop a dream for y'all, and then we're going to have to wrap it up.
Okay. Cool. So let's pay some bills real quick. This portion of the show is sponsored by The Sphere. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. Yeah.
Okay, so as we are closing out the show, did anybody have anything else to say very quickly before we close it out?
No, I'm hot as shit right now. I'm trying not to look like I work at Popeyes.
Okay, all right. We going to wrap the show up so nobody look like they've been working at Popeyes in here. But I'm just going to say this. If you are struggling with depression or any mental illness, with that being said, because we discussed a lot about your mental health in this show, definitely seek help, okay? If you don't know exactly where to get it from yourself, find somebody who knows. And then then just trickle it down. It will never run out of people that you can talk to. Just know that. So if you have those problems, definitely go and see someone. And so we're going to roll it back over to our co-host, and they're going to go ahead and let you know where you can find them. And then we're going to close it out for you all. You feel me? And since I'm on the mic already, you can go ahead and find the girl on Instagram at _TiffanyNoco.com. You can check out my website for all of your fashion needs, www.TiffanyNoco.com. And also, I'm on every social media at Tiffany Noco.
And y'all make sure y'all follow me at Zane Top Me on IG, Twitter, Snapchat, all that. And them DMs open.
Really?
Oh, it's summertime, huh?
Really?
Oh,
Are you closing the show?
Summertime.
I guess.
Summer, baby.
I do have one thing I want to say before we get out of here. Crawfish season is about to be over, y'all, so hurry up. There's so many crawfish specials going on around the city. I just got like a shitload of pounds just today for like $2.95. So y'all need to find these little deals. Check them out. You can holler at me at Shershay. I almost forgot. Shershay_lie_Chris. That's on Instagram, Facebook. Clearly, they have my whole government right there. So you can check that out there. So yeah,
That's so crazy.
It. Oh God.
Alrighty. Well, it was very nice having you guys. We enjoy you. Come back and see us Tuesday of next week, same time. Don't be late. All right.
Damn.
We love y'all.
Yelling.
Deuce.
Bye.